Hey everybody, welcome back to Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 67. I have been so off with my numbers, so I'm trying to write it down before I start. I hope everybody is doing good. I am coming to you on New Year's Eve day, going to show you kind of what I have accomplished in the last couple weeks since my last video and talk about plans for 2026. So I am excited that you are here. I have stitched on about 6 projects since the last video, so I've got a pretty good bit to show you. I do have 2 finishes and one that's so close. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some cross stitch plans, but we will dive right in. Majority of it's cross stitch. So I had talked about on my last video, I've kind of lost my stitchy mojo. Well, my stitchy mojo is back, thank goodness. My last video was December the 6th, and I told you that I was going to go in and I was going to finish up a small little piece, and I did, and that is what has kind of sparked me being back in the mood to stitch. So this is Lizzie Kate. It's the Tiny Tidings patterns, and this is one of the ones in that little booklet. I think there's 4 or 5 different ones. So I did end up finishing this one. It was Sunday, December the 7th, I got to finish. So I'm super excited. Of course, I didn't get it fully finished in time to get out for Christmas, but I had to finish. So I'm excited. And then I cannot remember if I had showed you this one before. I'm sorry, it's not ironed. That's just not how I roll. I went in and finished the eyes and the little feet. And let me turn the sliding down a little bit. Let's see if you can see it better. Yeah, that's better. So this little Hello Spring I finished up. So I will be happy to get this one going. And get it out. I am fixing to be redoing my sewing shed. I have a pretty big building. It's probably a 25 by 15 building that is just my craft shed, and so I'm going to be redoing it to do a lot of sewing this year. I've got a lot of quilt plans for this year. I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but I'm going to really make it to where I've got a place to get my cross stitch finished, like fully finished, as soon as I'm done stitching. So I'm excited about that for 2026. And then I did stitch a good bit. I had my surgery. I talked about that in the last video at the end. And so I am still in between up and bed rest. Yesterday was a bed rest day, and I've been up a little bit today, but as soon as this video is done, I'm going to start stitching and get laid back down to recover. So surgery did take a couple of days because I was out of it with my meds and stuff, but it's going good, and I'm grateful because that has really, I've not been able to do nothing but lay around, and you can't watch but so much TV. I'm not a huge TV person. I have been watching a lot of my Flosstube favorites. The Tattooed Stitcher, I've watched her. Of course, Brenda, Handwork Maniac, I've got updated on hers. The Virginia Stitcher, watched her. And just, it's exciting seeing everybody's plans. So, let me show you what I have been stitched on, and then I'm going to dive into plans a little bit. So I got to thinking as I was laying here making my Bringo board, some of my favorite patterns popped in my mind, and so this is one of them. I have got all of these to do. This is Cottage of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is January. I've done February several years ago and had started January but didn't finish it, so I wanted to pull this one out and try to get it done. So if I get this one done and then I've already got February done, I'm going to try in the month of January to finish March's because I've got it finished. And try to get January's done in March, April's done in February, blah, 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 so that I can get them finished and actually display them this year. So here is where I've got on it. I got a lot done. I had the snow and the white of the snowman, but I had to do the hat, the eyes, the nose, the arms, the buttons, and then I had to do the tree. I've done all of the snowflakes up here, and then I've been working up on this top border. The top border on this one is just about done except for finishing that brown out. And then the only other thing that I'll have is to do the bottom border, and January will be done. So down here is the last little bit that I've got done. So I'm almost completed with it. I'm going to be doing a bunch of stitching. I'm going to try to do 1,200 stitches because there's a version of Stitching on New Year's Eve where you do 12 new starts over 12 hours. I thought I'm going to try to do 1,200 stitches in whatever I want to. So this one is one of them that I'm really going to try to get finished. But I'm excited about it. So if I get it done, I'll have January. I'm going to get it ASAP, get it fully finished, and that way I'll be ready to roll with it. So this one has been a lot of fun. And I had stitched this one. I don't know if you can tell pretty good, but when it's not up close, it's hard to see the snow. And I had thought that if I did this kind of blue and white tinged color, let me see which one it is. I want to say it's Icicle, but hang on. Yeah, it's Icicle by Wheaton's Dye Works. And it's got some blue and white color. Look, I'm ashamed of myself, but look. It's got a little bit of blue and white to it. I thought that you would be able to see it better on this 25 Lugana because the color of this is potato. But you just couldn't see it that good. So my aunt, when she stitches on anything 14 count or close, she uses three strands of DMC to really make it pop. So I switched just to white. And I put 3 strands, and it really made these snowflakes stand out a lot. So I went back in and did a little bit right here at the snowman so that it kind of made it obvious there was snow. I still may go back and put a 3 strand, because look how good that one shows up. Because from here to here is 3 strands, and it just makes it pop more. I did these with 3 strands too. So just having that more thread in there made it easier for it to see. So I'm gonna try and get that one done. And then as close as I was on Christmas rules, y'all, I didn't get it finished. So I'm gonna try to get this one done this afternoon as well. But I'm just showing you where I actually got to on everything because we're fixing to go into the new year. So I told you I had to do the sledding. I was up in here. I didn't have this or none of the red and white striped. I don't think I had the snowflakes. I had to finish the tree. So I got that done, and I've got that much of Believe. I literally have only got, let's get my pattern out. So I've got Believe in one of the reindeer. And I've already got the red part. So I've got the red part, Believe in one reindeer. So I've literally got a reindeer, a heart, and 4 snowflakes. And this one will be done. I didn't get it done, but I'm that close to a finish. So this one I'm putting on my, because I've got all the rest of it done. Ain't it pretty? So I'm going to try to get this one finished up this afternoon too in my little 1,200 count thing for New Year's Eve. Okay, I did a new start. This one has been in my stash for a while to start. Me and my aunt, we're going to do this as a stitch along. And I had got everything kitted up and didn't do it. And she completed hers before me. So I decided that I would get it out and get it finished because I already had it kitted up. This one has a lot of fill-in stitching. I've got a trip coming up to Oklahoma for flights. And so this one will be a good one to load up my needles and take on the plane with me. This one was in the Just Cross Stitch February 2023 magazine. And what got me in the mood to do it is I was noticing there is a new one out. Hang on, let me see if I can show it. Oh, I can't. I'm recording on here. There's a new one. I think it's called Cups of Cheer. And it's very similar to this, except they're Christmas colors. And I would come this close to buying it. And I said, no, I'm not going to buy it until I finish this one first. So I started this one. It was a brand new start. And again, what I'm doing is going ahead and getting all of the white in. And then I'm just going to do the fill-in work like on the plane, or, you know, this will be easy stitching. I've got quite a bit of doctor's appointments coming up post-surgery. So this one will be a good one to take and stitch while I'm sitting waiting in those appointments. So got that one. That one had nothing on it. So I got a pretty good weight on it. So, and a little hack that I discovered accidentally. I'm going to cover this pattern up so you can't see it. But I've got these little bitty clipboards. And I was laying in bed having to work on my back. And I thought, I need something small to lay on my lap so I can see but hold my pattern in place. This has been fabulous. And it's small enough, it goes in my project bag. Like, look, it goes in my project bag, and it holds all my stuff together. And I'm like, I think I'm going to get more of them, because, look, it zips and everything. And everything is contained and together. So, I discovered that by accident. So, maybe you can use it. All right, next thing is we had some days that it was in the 70s here in North Carolina. I think 76 was December 27th. And so I was in the mood for spring, and I still couldn't get outside after surgery. So I wanted to pull out my summer Quaker and work on that. This is one that I love, and I wish I already had it done and up on my wall. But again, I've not been in the stitching mood. So I got it out and worked on it a good bit. And I'm going to show you where I got on it. About freaked out thinking a bug was on my stitching, and it's my cicada that I got from StitchCon this last year. Somebody gave it to me, and it's so cool. I thought it went perfect with summer. So this is everything I've got stitched so far. I can't tell if you can see this or not. Yeah. So I worked up here in this corner. I did finished out the outline of the starfish, and I did the flower and the black. So I know it doesn't look like much, but I stitched, it was 230 stitches I stitched on it. And I was medicated, y'all, so I was so proud of myself. But I did put some stitches in it. I am trying to decide about going back to like a thread a day in a piece, because I did get a lot done when I done a thread a day. But I don't know if I'm wanting to go ahead and rush in the summer stitching, or if I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you in a minute. But that's what I got stitched on. So let's talk about plans really quick. Everybody has been talking about their Whip Go, Bring Go, all those plans. And so I have got a small planner, and I've tried so many different ways to keep track of it. And it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just I don't have an easy way to do it. So I just got me a tiny little notebook from the dollar store. Like, literally, it was $1. And this fits in my planner. And I just drew my Bringo board. And then I'm just putting my projects as I am in the mood to stitch on them. I've got a list of all my stuff that I need to get done. But this year is just all about getting back in the mood to stitch. Not making, everything be so rigid that I don't enjoy it. So that's that. I also have got my Bringo projects picked out. I forgot to bring that in here. So I am going to do Bringo this year. I'm going to try to do 200 stitches a day on those. And then, of course, Whip Go is 500. I may try to up it and do like 1,500. I have figured out, though, it's getting started stitching for me is the issue. Once I start stitching, I don't have any trouble. It's just actually sitting down and stitching. But this little notebook just tucks in the back of my planner right here. And then I can keep it with me. And it can just be part of my routine. Okay, for plans. So I'm going to finish up this video and get it posted. Cross stitch plans. Let's talk about that first. I've got a couple that I'm going to start because we are going into winter, and it's the everybody does like 12 new starts or something like that. I'm not doing 12 new starts. I'm just going to stitch some of these I've already got kitted up. So this is one that's been in my stash for a while, A Little Bit of Winter by Samplers and Stitches. It's super cute. I've got the fabric already picked out. I'm going to be stitching on 25 count Lugana by Vintage Country Mocha. That's what I'm going to stitch mine on. And that don't look like it would take too much time to be able to finish. I don't have hardly any winter cross stitch to put out. It's a lot of summer. So I'm going to start that one. I also have got, this one's been in my stash a while, Little House Needleworks Winter ABCs. I bought this one a year ago, 2 years ago. Here's what it looks like. But it's super cute. It's like a little sampler, I think. I thought this would be a good one to replace the Christmas rolls. Kind of that same vertical long style. There is a place by my front door that will be perfect. And I've already started on the A forever ago. And I couldn't decide if I liked it because you couldn't really see it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out and I'm going to stitch it with 3 strands like I did on the January so that it will really pop out and you can see it good. So this one will basically be a restart. And then I showed this one before. I'm not going to re-show it to you. I'm just going to show you the cover piece. Am I going to, well, let me just show you. So this is the Log Cabin Christmas. I've got all of these to stitch. I'm going to just show you because I've not done nothing on it since my last video, but that one, I think I'm going to try to do 30 minutes a day on this one during January. And then I'm going to do a thread a day in my Frosty Tiny Town because I'm a good ways on it. Let me show you it real quick. Here it is. So I think I'm right at close to halfway on Frosty Tiny Town. So I'm going to try to do thread a day unless it snows. If it snows, I'm going to do an hour on it. But here it is. What did I have done? I've got to this tree. No, I'm at the snowflake. So I'm fixing to do the second tree. So I'm kind of about halfway. So a thread a day, unless it snows. And then if it snows, I do an hour on it. I think I can get this one finished in January too. But this one's been calling to me. So that one's that. And then on Log Cabin Christmas, do 30 minutes a day. All right, this one is Holiday Quaker. I showed it before. Just in case you didn't see the other video, I'm going to show you really quick because that drives me nuts. This one, I'm going to stitch on this one today since I'm trying to do 1,200 stitches, but here's what I've got on it. And see how many projects I can get stitched on for 1,200 stitches. I'm going to try real hard. If I don't get it all done today before the New Year's Day, I'm going to try to finish it up tomorrow. So between today and tomorrow, I'm going to do 1,200 stitches. How about that? Y'all hold me to it. Don't be slackers. Y'all comment down below and hold me to it. Because that's what I need. I need some accountability. I've got another one that I'm wanting to start sometime in January. Gathering acorns. I love this. Oh my gosh. I love me some wildlife. If you could build me a little cabin off the grid in the middle of 100 acres, you would never see me except to buy supplies. And I would live that way. I totally would. I'm in my granny era. I've got 2 loaves of bread in there rising. I've started my sourdough starter back. Like, I've already started my plants for this year to grow. This is my year of just being at home minding my business. I don't know. I'm just enjoying life right now. But this one's so cute. I want to get started on him. I finally got my wildlife rehab, like not my apprentice license, but my full license. And so I'm going to be having a lot of baby possums this year. So I got to be home to tend to baby possums. All right. So this is what I'm stitching mine on. Picture This Plus. I don't know if it's cat. Oh, it's 28 count. Heartland is the color. But is that not a pretty color? It's just beautiful. Look at that. It's going to be beautiful. Is that the called for? No. 40 count ancient linen by Picture This Plus is what it's called for. 40 count. I've heard from the Virginia Stitcher showed the antique linen or ancient linen. And that is a beautiful color. So that is on my wish list of fabric for this year. Oh my gosh. I got to come up with some kind of rule because this piece was one of my very first pieces. And I told y'all that I was going to try to finish it. And it irks me so bad because the count's messed up on it. And I got to do something to be able to get this piece finished. It's not far off. It's up on the housetop. And I'm going to love to display it. I don't know, y'all. What am I going to do? I need some kind of a... I need something. I know what I need to do. I need to get a dice. And I need to roll it each day. And then like whatever number, times it by 10, and that's how many stitches I got to put in this for the day. That would be so much fun. Oh, I did it. Okay, I figured it out. That will be fun. That'll make it like a game. And then the worst that I could stitch would be 60 stitches in a day. I can handle that. I can handle that. All right, so that's stitching plans. So let's recap. I'm doing Whip Go this next year. I've got my Bringo board ready to go. I will probably incorporate some of these within my Bringo board. I'm fixing to sit down and fill out my Bringo board, like the prompts. I think it's 4 pages of prompts. I got to fill it out. And then I'm doing a thread a day in my Frosty Tiny Town, unless it snows, and then I'm stitching on it for an hour to get it finished. And then I'm doing 30 minutes a day on my Log Cabin Christmas. And then I'm rolling a dice each day and timesing it by 10 and putting stitches on this to try to get it done. Y'all are so awesome. You're such good stitchy friends. Thank you for helping me with this. Okay. However, I also have another project that I got to have done by the end of January. Like I said, I got a trip to Oklahoma. And I have seen this amazing crocheted. My brain don't focus right after being on medicines. It is a crochet sweater. And I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I've done envisioned in my head, this is what I'm going to wear on the plane. So I got me a wider crochet hook to help with my hand, because this is my hand that I broke. And here is my colors. I cannot wait to show you this. They're so pretty. So it is 6 colors. 6 colors. These 6 colors will be the body. And then where I have to join everything together will be in this creamy color. I cannot wait to show you. I'm so excited. I just went a little bit ago and got this. My son drove me. Still ain't driving. So I got to get that done too in January. So, bees in my bonnet. I work from home now. And unless I'm out with clients, I'm here. So I have got plenty of stuff to stitch. And then I proactively plan the days that I go out and deal with clients. I try to pack all of that in a couple of days a week, so that I can have my weekends at home or whatever. And until it goes to getting really warm, I'm not going to be outside too much. My back's hurting. So other things as far as life goes, surgery went really, really well. I mentioned I didn't know what they were going to do. They went in. I had a bunch of abdominal scar tissue that they had to scrape loose, which was a cause of a lot of problems I'd been having for a while, and we couldn't figure out why. So I literally walked out of surgery, and yes, I told them that I was hurting. I had to have some ice on the side where all the scar tissue was, but it was a relief type of pain. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. It was a different kind of pain, but it was more of a relief from what I had been going through. Like, I could tell that what they did in there is what was going on. And then they did do a total hysterectomy to kind of take care of some stuff. And so I've been on hormones, started hormones 2 days after surgery. And oh my gosh, it's been amazing. People talk about they can't imagine going through menopause. And at first, when the doctor mentioned it to me, I was really freaked out about it too. But the thoughts of always having constant hormone levels and not having ups and downs of hormones, because I have I've had a horrible time since I was 15 with my hormones. I literally feel better now. So it may be too early to tell, knock on wood. We'll see. But it's been fantastic. Surgery pain, I've not had that much. After they cut everything loose in there, I had a lot of issues with my bowels because my bowels were tied up in it. My bladder, I've had some kind of spasmy issues because it was surrounded with scar tissue and all twisted up in there. But all of that is better. I've had zero pain from incisions at all. Now it's just pressure that comes from all that stuff being moved around and weight on your pelvic floor and all that good stuff. So, yeah, that. Nothing else really coming up except stuff for work, which I can't really talk about too much anyway, but life is great. And I'm loving having my own agency. Working with my clients, it has been a complete joy. I'm so grateful for it. As far as what's coming up in 2026, like I mentioned, this is going to be my granny era year, making bread, cooking at home. We harvested 2 deer for food, so we've got all that packaged up and put up, and just cooking from scratch, being at home, living slow pace, stitching, crocheting. I'm wanting to knit socks. I want to learn to knit socks this year. Make toboggans, beanies, stuff like that. But this is going to be, we used to plant about a 2-acre garden every year, and we've not done it in a couple of years. But this year, I am ready to go. I really want to have a big garden again this year. We used to have 20-something chickens, and we got tired of doing that. I miss my chickens, so I want to get that back. So I've got to build a new chicken coop. My greenhouse needs to be cleaned up around it because I've already starting plants inside. Tomatoes for me do better on my side deck where I can put them in the sun but put them in the shade if they get too hot. So I'll be growing them on my patio deck this year. And lettuce I grow on the patio as well, so it stays out of the direct sunlight. And then I'll be doing my beds, raised beds out in the yard. So I got a lot of prep work and stuff to do. We're also building a new deck on the back at the pool. I'm going to be putting a roof over it and building a bigger outdoor kitchen for this year because we're going to be home this year. So getting that to where even if we have rain or winter weather, we can, be outside and cook outside, and we just like that. My husband has like smokers and griddles, and we're all about it. But that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got going on. Life is great. Can you tell I'm hurting a little bit? And I still got to go in here and put this bread in the pan and let it rise before I cook it. It's all good. Supper is going to be so good today. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing great. I hope if not the next time I come to you, the next time I've got some really exciting news I can't wait to share. Can't share yet, but some fun stuff coming up on the horizon. So that is all I have got. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to get off here, get this video posted, and go get some stitching done, get my bread finished. And I hope you guys have a great 2026. 2025 started out as a really rocky year, but there has been so many blessings in 2025. I am so grateful. It did not go according to plan. It went way better than I ever could have imagined. And just feeling blessed and full. And some amazing people have been put in my life this year. I don't know what I'd do without them. They were there for my surgery, and they've been there. Just good people. So I'm grateful. I'm looking forward to 2026 and all that it brings. I hope you guys are well. I will catch you the next time. Comment below. Let me know. What do you think of my plans? Do you think I'll be able to stick to it? Let's do a barter. I'm going to try my best. I've got my planner and I'm documenting, so I'm rooting for myself this year. All right, guys. I will catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.